Counting calories is one of the worst things you can do when you have very limited time. Yes, it does work for a bunch of bodybuilders or professional athletes, right? But you're not a professional athlete. You are a man that's driven by his career, his family, his social life, everything else that's important to him outside of fitness. So you don't need to do the same things that they do. There are methods that you can use instead of that in order to achieve insane results, right? So what I recommend to everyone I work with is called the plate method. And the plate method is probably the simplest thing you can do, right? I know it doesn't require hours of meal prep and it doesn't require hours of weighing your food over the week and tracking it in MyFitnessPal. What it actually is you use the same plate for every single meal, right? You can get started today picking the same plate for every single meal. And then your goal is to fill 50 to 75% of the plate, right? If you look at it from a bird's eye point of view, with high quality sources of protein and the other 25 to 50% of high quality sources of carbs. You don't pile it high, you keep it flat. The reason this works so well is because now you know on your plate how much of certain macronutrients you're having, right? You're making sure you're not under eating protein and you're not overeating carbs. And because it's healthy sources, you get all the micronutrients. For example, if you're having well-cooked red meat, right, you're having fish, you're having high quality sources of vegetables, etc. You're getting all the micronutrients your body needs in order to feel energized. And that's very important, but also to build muscle, burn fat, lower your stress. It's incredible, right? You just feel better. And then what you do is you stick to this for weeks at a time. And what happens is at the end of every week, or however often you weigh yourself, I recommend you weigh yourself at least 3-4 times a week, right? What you do is you look at the trend of the data. If after a couple of weeks you're really going up in weight or you're really going down, right? And it's too dramatically going down, then you can always increase your calories. You can always increase the volume on your plate. But if it's going up, you can say, oh, I'm still putting on weight with this amount of food. Now I can just reduce the proportions on my plate, right? So I can just reduce the height of the food that I'm doing and just put a little less. And now I know I'm eating less than I was before. And then you can see, hopefully the data goes down. If not, you continue that process. If eventually it's not going down enough and you've been doing it for weeks, then you can always just remove one meal, right? So you do that. But in addition to that, you also remove all snacking. I tell everyone no snacking. Eat around your meal times. If you need to eat more, that's absolutely fine, right? But do not snack because it raises your insulin, spikes your blood sugar, and your body holds onto more fat. It gets more stressed. Your energy levels dip in and out, but that's another problem, right? So stick to the plate method. It takes a little longer to kick into gear and it requires patience, but in the long run, it saves time because you don't really need to do anything different. It requires no extra time at dinner or lunch or breakfast. It just requires a little bit of thinking and a little bit of willpower. If you would like to know exactly how to apply the plate method, etc., as well as how to work out, how to recover, the complete system for high-performing men who are stuck at a desk all day, then go to my description. There is a link to my calendar where we can book in a free health audit call. We'll go through exactly where you are now, where you want to get to, and help you put the plan in place to make sure that you are the best version of yourself. I'll see you there.